Some projects need both fusible interfacing and fusible fleece, but what is the difference between the two of those? Don't worry, I've got you covered in this video. I'm Kim. This is Quilt with Kim. Let's go find out what the difference is. Already you can see that we've got two different types of materials here on my cutting mat, and this one on the left is my fusible interfacing and this one on the right is my fusible fleece. But how do they work? Because there is a difference between them, and if your pattern is asking for one or the other or both, this is what they do. So your interfacing here, your fusible interfacing, the fusible means it sticks on, and the fusible interfacing will be applied to the back of your fabric to give it some structure and some stability. And that's really what your interfacing is doing, is giving structure. So that's what that does. When we get our fusible fleece, you can see already that this is a thicker, it is more structured, but it's thicker, and it is designed to give us padding. Much like we use wadding or batting on the inside of our quilt, we'd use a fusible fleece on the inside of perhaps bags to give us that cushioning and that extra bit of oomph that we might want in our bags. If I turn it on its edge, you can see that actually it's quite thick. Can you see that? If I put my thumbs up, you can see that that's quite thick. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch as I'm looking at it. Compare that to your interfacing and you can see that that is wafer thin. So let's look at these on fabric. The interfacing on fabric, as I said, that gives structure here. As I've got some fusible fleece on this fabric here, you can see already that there's a difference on the surface. I don't know how much that's going to be picked up on camera. If I turn it on its edge, we can see that we've got the thickness here of the fusible fleece on this one, and we've got the very thin interfacing on this one. By applying this fusible fleece, we've got now padding in here. As I said, if we wanted to give some extra oomph or zhuzh or whatever the term is in your bag, that's where we would use our fusible fleece. Now, if you're making a bag, for instance, and you're using your fusible fleece, that tends to be where it's used the most, but there are other projects it gets used in, so refer to the pattern. But if we're putting it into a bag, we may not always want to quilt the bag. Certainly, there's a bag I'm making, which I've shown in a previous video, but let me just get it out now, which is a cork bag, and inside here, in both the flap and the body of the bag, I've got both a heavyweight or an extra heavyweight interfacing, and I've got a fusible fleece. So it gives it some extra structure and thickness in here and some padding that will protect the contents. But I don't want to be quilting this. It's just not a project for me that I wanted to quilt. You could do, and if you quilted it, you don't need a fusible fleece because your quilting would keep that wadding into place. But if you're not going to be quilting, that's where you need a fusible fleece, because the fusible bit, the sticky bit, will keep it in place. You can, of course, as I've just referred to, use the two together. So you can put your interfacing on the back of your fabric, and then on top of that you could apply your fusible fleece and stick it all together, and then it works in tangent with one another. You get the structure and you get the padding as well. So that really is the difference between your interfacing and your fusible fleece. Obviously refer to your pattern instructions as to where you need to apply them and the sizes and everything. But if you're wondering how to apply one or the other of them, I've got a video just coming up on the right of your screen just about now, and that'll show you exactly step by step how to apply interfacing, but the same rules apply to fusible fleece. You apply it in exactly the same way. So if you already know how to apply interfacing, it's the same thing with your fusible fleece. But if you don't know, refer to that video and I will take you through step by step how to do that. That's on your screen now. I hope that has helped you. If it has, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this, and hit that notification bell. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.